Welcome to Overlooked Pearls, a show where I test out strange ideas nobody spends their time thinking about. Today's topic, Cho'Gath Jungle. With the new jungle changes, many champions have become viable junglers. Cho'Gath is one of them. Cho'Gath Jungle has been buffed in many ways. The new state of the jungle encourages farming rather than invading, making Cho'Gath's weak early game a lot safer. The increased sustain from camps synergizes well with his passive, improving his jungle sustain. The new Pokemon jungle items boost his clear speed and gives him some nice passives. Not to mention that Cho'Gath got buffed and his ult can now deal higher damage than a maxed out smite, giving you a big advantage during smite fights. With all these buffs and the new items, Cho'Gath Jungle is looking to be a very interesting pick for the coming season. Cho'Gath is a scaling champ, which means that his early game is weaker than other champions. But by using First Strike, we can turn Cho'Gath into an early game AP assassin that will scale into an AP bruiser late game. It's the perfect rune for jungle Cho'Gath. First Strike can be easily activated since ganking practically guarantees you the first hit. It's basically free damage. Additionally, even if you don't kill during the gank, you still earn money because of First Strike anyways. And while First Strike is on cooldown, you can just retreat to the jungle to farm. When it comes back, you gank again. To complement this playstyle, we'll be taking magical footwear for faster roaming speed, futures market for quicker item buys, and approach velocity to enable all engages during ganks. Take eyeball collection for damage scaling and ultimate hunter to maximize our ult uptime. For minor runes, take attack speed, adaptive force, and whatever you want for defensive runes. Take the green Pokemon as your jungle item. The tenacity and slow resist it provides will be very important in team fights. The next item is Riftmaker. I've chosen Riftmaker because enemy junglers like Lee Sin or Xin Zhao enjoy jumping into Cho'Gath and stomping the shit out of him. But by taking Riftmaker and maxing out E-skill, Cho'Gath has the sustained damage and lifesteal to fight back. By using the Omnivamp and the true damage from Riftmaker, Cho'Gath can actually compete against early game invaders. To further enhance this, the next item is Demonic's Embrace for the burn damage and AP scaling. You can choose any kind of shoes you like, but I find myself picking either Merc Treads for tenacity or Armor Boots for defense. Now the last three items are dependent on the situation. Build whatever you think is needed, but in most cases, one more AP item and two tank items usually do the job. For the AP item, I recommend either Rylai's Crystal Scepter for the slow effect, Cosmic Drive for mobility, or Shadow Flame to break shields. For armor, take Thormail for anti-heal or Deadman's Plate for mobility. For MR, take Abyssal Mask to deal more damage or Force of Nature to take less damage. The first skill to take for jungling is E. After that, upgrade Q and then W. Max E first, then Q and then W. Upgrade your ult whenever possible. Always start bot side. Now the plan here is to farm every camp before 3:30, smite the scuttle, and look for a possible gank. In the best case scenario, you get a successful gank with First Strike activated. That should get you about 1000 and something gold. Combined with Futures Market, which allows approximately 200 gold depth by now, you effectively have around 1300 gold. Go back to base and buy Leeching Lure, the first component to Riftmaker. Sell your potion if necessary to buy Leeching Lure. This one item power spike should be enough to help you win scuttle fights and river fiestas thanks to the durability update making Omnivamp completely busted. Continue ganking whenever you can, especially with First Strike, and farm your jungle whenever First Strike is in cooldown. The more lanes you gank, the faster you complete your Ultimate Hunter and Eyeball collection stacks as well. When you hit level 6, you have two options. Either eat the nearest monster to gain one feast stack immediately, or save it for a gank to get a guaranteed kill. Whatever you choose, remember, never hold on to Cho'Gath's ult for too long. Cho needs feast stacks to scale into a raid boss later on, so the quicker you can get these stacks, the faster you scale. Thanks to the insane gold potential of First Strike and Futures Market, you should at least have Riftmaker, completed boots, and item components for Demonic's Embrace by now. Assuming everything has gone correctly, you are now a pretty big boy. Start to invade the enemy jungle when you can, and don't shy away from contesting objectives. Your ult can deal more damage than a max level smite, so use that to your advantage. Always try to eat Dragon or Rift Herald for a free feast stack. Continue ganking as usual. If the enemy has allowed you to reach late game, they have already messed up. Not only do you have a Godzilla-sized health bar, you have plenty of damage thanks to Demonic's Embrace and Riftmaker. face tank your way into team fights with a singular goal of either eating the enemy jungler or the enemy ADC. Thanks to the green jungle item, it's also going to be very difficult for them to lock you down due to the free tenacity and extra slow resist. Assuming your team doesn't throw, this should be a free win. Alright, to quickly sum it up, here are the pros and cons. Cho'Gath was my first main in League of Legends. He still is my favorite champion to this day. It's been a wild ride trying to figure out what new junglers are being added to the meta, and I'm glad to say that Cho'Gath is a fun and viable addition to the jungle. I haven't fought the top tier junglers such as Hecarim or Graves yet, but I hope that my big monster boy can eat all of them up and claim a rightful spot in the top tiers himself. And that's all for today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. Consider subscribing if you're interested. I'll catch you guys later. Good night and sweet dreams!